Hello and welcome to Unboxing. This is the first time we're doing this video just for this YouTube channel. And there's a lot of things going on right now about boxing that we need to get amped about. Sorry about everything. This is my first video. I'm trying to cram everything as much as I can right now and fit everything in. One of the things is that Rocket's going to play off in a little bit, so I need to try to hurry up and do this video. Sorry about the noise next door. The dog is barking like crazy. I don't even think there's a neighbor's dog. I think it's a loose dog walking around. Well, let's get into it. Let me introduce you to Unboxing What's About. My name is Rafael Escobedo. And let's go to the intro to Unboxing. So I'm kind of winded. I just got through working out, take a shower, and now I'm trying to get ready to do this video. Watch the Rockets win, blow out the Mavs. See what else is going on. We're going to talk right now about previous fights, and in any other videos we're going to talk mostly about the fight that happened before. And next we're going to also go into detail of the outcome, why the outcome came out the way it is. Was it a controversy? Somebody didn't do what they're supposed to do, and other things that are going on during the fight, and things to talk about, probably upcoming fights that are happening that they announced during the fight. Also upcoming fights, the fights that's coming up for that week. We'll do a little bit more of a prediction of upcoming fights and give the detail why our predictions will come out the way. Well, our predictions are opinions, right? So we were just gonna make predictions of what the outcome of the fight is and get detail. Just say like people, you know, people always try and say about fights, who's gonna win between Mayweather and Pacquiao? Mayweather, man, he's TNT, TBE, you know, he's fast, he's defense. That's not enough detail. We want to get into, are you sure the defense will be strong enough to break down, for break down Pacquiao's offense, or is it his name is big, fake? Pacquiao is like, Pacquiao, man, you know, Pacquiao, Pac-Man, gobble. Now, we don't want to try and do that. We probably say that just to joke around, but also, we don't give a detail. Say, going into people say, oh yeah, he hits hard. Oh yeah, a lot of fighters hit hard. Doesn't mean they won't win every fight. So we'll give more of a detail what's going on about that, and also we're going to talk also what's going on about boxing right now. This is the reason we're doing this right now. A lot of things going on, a lot of things that happened already that I've been procrastinating to do this video, this YouTube channel, and boxing. So that's why this is the perfect time to get amped about boxing now. The big fight coming up this week helps a lot. So we're going to take advantage of that and use that, and hopefully see it works out for us and also for boxing. And I keep on saying I'm supposed to have somebody else here, but that person bullshitting me. So see what happens later on. If not, I just go ahead and do this so I get somebody else. One of the things we also try and be is non-biased. We ain't gonna even do have our favorites, and you probably will hear our favorites. When it comes down to it, we're gonna get critics due. Say like one example is gonna be Canelo and Kirkland fight. Yeah, I'm Mexican, everything like that. Is he a good fighter? Yeah, decent fighter. Is he a great fighter? No. You saw that with a lot of fights he had. Is he worth the money? No. He's here in Houston, watching him have the fight here in Houston. I ain't gonna pay money for that. I wouldn't even watch that fight. I'll see what happens. And also, let's go ahead and start it off. One of the things we am showing off is this. I'm going back in March, beginning of March, and the reason why is this is one of the big things that's happening in boxing. Is Al Haymon, he's like the Wizard of Oz or the Kaiser Soze of boxing. Nobody's seen him, nobody's met him. There's pictures of him, but he's a well-known promoter in the entertainment business. He invests, he does promotions for Beyonce, all these R&B artists, hip hop artists, pop artists, everything. He got his hands in everything. He's been doing it for I don't know how many years. He's a smart person, a lawyer, somebody gets bank. And in the previous, I don't know if you ever heard of Al Haymon. People always saying giving thanks to Al Haymon. Mayweather's probably the biggest one, but he also has other fighters. They're all giving him props and giving him saluting because he's helping out in the career. One of the things he's doing is, in a way, he's watching out for the career. He's making sure they're making the good fights, big market. One of the person supposed to be that is Broner, but you've seen before Broner, he hasn't been doing so great. So we're gonna start off with one of Al Haymon's guys. It's Keith Thurman, and he fought Ghost Guerrero. Guerrero, I don't know if you went through his career in the past, previous. He's been coming up since lightweight. I think 126. I'm trying to remember. He went from 126 to 130. He's been champion different weight divisions, and I guess he became popular when he fought Mayweather. And you could tell he wasn't ready to fight Mayweather. I'm not sure it's because his style changed. Some of the things that you seen him before he couldn't do against Mayweather. Maybe because that was the second, third fight at 147, and to fight at that level, he probably wasn't ready, and probably won't be ready in that level if he keeps on fighting big top names. And Keith Thurman, he's upcoming. He's a hard hitter. He's still questionable, even though he fought Guerrero and he won unanimous decision. It was a good fight. I don't know if you saw it. It came on I think it was CBS. I can't remember what TV show what it was, but it wasn't NBC. And it was a great fight. I mean, it was a good fight for a national fight. You don't have to pay money for it. You don't have to have a premium channel to watch it. It was a good fight. And one of the things that came out of it is a lot of hard hitting. A lot of people taking punches, which is the question about Thurman. Is he going to be able? Even Guerrero is one of the hardest hitters out there. Even though he moved up to that weight division, he's still pretty strong. And one of the things that Thurman did is stayed in front of him and took those punches. And that might be scary to later on to fight other big people in that weight division at 147. Like say Mayweather. I keep on saying, can't reference Mayweather, but he ain't to that level. Not yet. But you never know what happens when you put those people in front of him and how the fight would change. Good fight. Decision was Thurman's. It wasn't that hard to judge. One of the things I was just surprised at Guerrero, that he stood toe to toe with Guerrero and was able to take the shots, and then he looks like he got dazed a little bit, but he didn't run out. He's scary. He's still a tough guy. He's real solid. And the goal style, just the only thing he fights inside and they're inside. I didn't understand why he didn't go off his uppercuts and stuff like that. I'm trying to be. Let me go ahead and go in too much into detail than I'm supposed to. This is something I'll be doing on a regular basis, but not right now because I got so many fights to talk about right now. And of course, you saw that before is Broner and John Molina, 140 pounds, 140 pounds, trying to see when Broner comes back to be the person he's supposed to be. Mayweather Jr. and all that BS that he's supposed to talk about, which he showed he's not. He fought good in the first 2-3 rounds. After that, he was just coasting it. Something against John Molina, somebody that's not really slick, real, not too fast, or anything like that. He took advantage of it. Just one of the things that him is famous for, or I don't want to say he's famous for, but he's wet in head, and he makes sure these fighters have the right persons to fight to get the win. Even these people have nice, good records, and probably be a good matchup for other people, but not for their style. And we go ahead and go to the next fight that we have up here, which is this is a fight that I thought was going to last a little bit longer. It surprised me a lot. Jhonny Gonzalez and Gary Russell. Russell's a slick fighter, very sharp, very smart. Didn't know he had pop that good. Jhonny Gonzalez, you've been to boxing, you already know the whole deal about him. He's up and down, He fought a lot of good fighters. He thought he was out in career, comes back, knocks out Matthysse with the hook in second, third round. So he was pretty impressive. He has a good career. He has nothing against him or anything, but makes it look like he's going back down again. But you never know, his body knock out somebody else later on. So it'd be interesting to see. But you could tell he has fought a lot of wars, and I think it got to him. Gary Russell, I actually thought he was going to win, but I didn't think he was going to win by knockout. I thought he was going to win by decision. I guess in that fight he had, he lost, and I think it was Lamont Peterson or something. I can't remember exactly. There's so many fights I went through. I'm trying to remember right now. It's more easy once in a while when I get once I get back to one fight per week or one week enough fights than it is I'm going back to a couple of months. And yeah, it was real impressive. Like his style, real sharp. Like I said before, I was impressed by his heavy hits, and good things are gonna come up with him, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate the fight he put out, the workout, and he's a slick boxer, but he's gonna fight. And here's another thing right here that came up. This fight right here, which somewhat questionable as it is, it's a big fight. It's a good fight. Lamont Peterson, he's always been a good fighter. He went to controversy getting tested positive for testosterone levels being up high after trying to fight the Amir Khan for the second time. And Yeah, so he's kind of had a little bumpy road, but since then he's been trying to come back, trying to give himself back his name, which he puts out good fights. He's real sturdy. If you could tell when you watch the fight against him, he looks like he's a 147 pounder, 154 pounder, and Danny Garcia looks like he's a 135 pounder. And one of the things about this is let me go back to the previous fight on there, the undercard, which is going to be Andy Lee versus Peter Quillin. Automatically, I thought Andy Lee's going to win. He's a better boxer, better counter. The thing about him, he's a little bit rugged. He's been in a lot of wars himself. Peter Quillin sucks to me. I don't know. He doesn't. He's real basic. He put his hands down a lot. Don't think he got the left hook. He's young. He gets tired towards the end. I was kind of surprised that it ended up where it was. Andy Lee, I thought would have beat him, but I think it ended up being a draw. And yeah, but it was some knockdowns. It had some knockdowns in it, but it was just. I guess I wasn't happy with Andy Lee's performance. I am being a little bit biased. I want Andy Lee to win. I don't think Peter Quillin's a great fighter, but he's there. He hanged up. He retained his. They didn't lose. He didn't lose his belt or anything like that. Well, either way, Peter Quillin came in. He came in and weighed overweight, so it wouldn't matter. It would if Andy Lee would have lost, he still would have retained his belt. So yeah, and this is one of the things I'm talking about Al Haymon. One of these things, these two are both Al Haymon's fighters. They both have belts, but it's a non-title fight. It's a catch weight. He's kind of smart because he put in these guys out there to fight each other, but at the same time, some of these guys lose their titles because he wants to spread the belts. He don't want to have one of his guys have all the belts. He wants a couple of guys to have his belts, so it gives them better matchups, gets better viewing for people. You saw the fight. A lot of people saying that Lamont Peterson won because towards the end he was going at it. Outside the beginning rounds, Andy Garcia was pressuring the fight. Lamont Peterson was running. I never seen him run as much before, but he was kind of running. And the thing is about him, he was trying to land, but you could tell him he was throwing the jab from the. I'm talking like my coach, Ayab. He started the jab from the bottom. You could tell right here, he landed the jab and he was hitting Garcia's gloves. And one of the things about this fight that I guess I'm seeing right now, I'm not sure if Garcia actually cannot make 140 no more. He wants to fight 147. That's what he's been saying. But if you look at his stature, he don't look that big. I'm not sure. I just probably be bad conditioning or trying to cut weight at the last minute. People, they've been fighting all their lives. They think they could cut weight easily like they did when they're 18, 20, 15, 16. They're doing that all through their life. Don't hit a bump. I think he's close to 30 years old, or he is 30 years old. It's going to be a time. Don't go find out that they can't cut like they used to. So they got to maintain themselves and, watch out the eating. If they do party, watch out the partying and stuff like that. But it was a decent fight. It was a good fight towards the end because you never know what would happen. It looked like it might have been a knockout or something like that. But it didn't happen. And who won? Al Haymon won because they both retained their belts. And this guy, Danny Garcia, supposed to be one of the main fighters for him, Al Haymon. And you see how the way he fought, he couldn't cut the ring with Lamont Peterson, which is not a big-time slick runner like some people have been and been successful with and getting wins. And it just comes to show right now, Al Haymon he's doing good right now, and having his fighters out there in the public and national networks. But one of the things is between Danny Garcia, Adrien Broner, Keith Thurman. Looks like Keith Thurman's the number one guy right now, but Keith Thurman's still not a big name. Danny Garcia has kind of fought a little bit more up in the championship level more than anybody else. But if you saw, he couldn't cut the ring. He couldn't stay in shape. He was draining out. There's something that I don't know if there's some problem right there. Who Al Haymon's going to end up being the number one fighter. If he does want something to go up to 147, and if he does, how he's going to babysit him. One of the things was that if he goes to 147, is he actually going to be stronger at 147? Does he want to give him another championship fight, or end up being a championship fight that somebody got because it was a vacant? Something. One of the things he does is just watch out for his fighters, and I guess his money. You're supposed to watch out for your money, but you keep it in your best interest. But at the same time, people pay for the money. But if it's national TV, people want to watch it, so it's pretty smart right there. One of the things that Al Haymon did was, out of his own pocket, I'm not sure he probably got some sponsors to help him out too. He put 20 million in pot, and he bought 12 spots for NBC to have some boxing shows for the year. and that's pretty big. I wish somebody else had done that before. Bob Ever and all them, but they just want the pay-per-view buys. They want stuff that they've been doing all this time, and they've been getting away with this. And hopefully, this will change the game of Al Heyman. I wish other promoters would do the same thing too. Gives a bigger view of what's going on here in this boxing. And there's a lot of things going on, and the only thing people know about is Pacquiao, Mayweather, Klitschko. Klitschko hasn't been fighting here since 7 years. He did that last night against right here, Estonian, but he trains over here, Houston, Jennings, but he didn't look as strong as he should have been. But oh well, that's just boxing, They give off fights sometimes like that, but especially the heavyweight. Heavyweight hasn't been as great as it used to be back in the days of Tyson and Lennox Lewis. And Klitschko's in the beginning because they did have a little bit of trouble. But after that, nothing. There's nothing going on in heavyweight. And I wish something is going, but see what happens in the future. There's always, hopefully, up-and-coming fighters that want to take that punishment in the heavyweight division. And let's see what's the next fight. Oh man, did you see this coming? Chavez and Fonfara. I don't know Fonfara, how you say his name. Chavez in the past is known to be a slacker during his training. And it showed right here that he looked dry. He couldn't sweat in the first couple of rounds. He looks dehydrated. He looks pasty. Fonfara looks sharp as up. And Fonfara, he ain't no punk. If you remember, he fought Stevenson. Knocked him down, real sharp fighter. He's real basic, real solid. He doesn't let go of his hand. He doesn't give up as much as he could. You see right now, that's like a perfect little hook, somebody coming in. That's perfect, Glove right there, elbows down, everything perfect. And this Chavez just took it, and I guess I'm gonna go smoke some more dope after this. But yeah, that was kind of disappointing. Not that the idea that Chavez lost, that Chavez didn't take it seriously. You could tell, obviously, Chavez, if he does train, he could probably beat Fonfara. But either way, hopefully he'll give a better fight next time he fights if we want to keep on seeing him in prime time, taking up these slots. And Fonfara, hopefully he keeps on fighting. He get a rematch with Stevenson, or Crusher. See what happens with that. That's something good to see right now. Hopefully that a lot of people go see that. Hopefully they just go and see Chavez and just forget about this cat. This guy is solid. And so the next fight that was going on the same night was Matthysse and Provodnikov. If you've seen Provodnikov before, he's like a mean Tasmanian devil, man. He's a beast. Throws a lot of punches, a lot of side punches, takes a lot of hits. And Matthysse, if you've seen him before, he's a hard hitter too. One of the things that kind of surprised me about Danny Garcia, which I thought was going to be, it's going to make him a great fighter, was that he was able to outbox Matthysse and keep him at bay, and Matthysse wasn't able to hurt him. Well, I gave a lot of props to Danny Garcia for that fight. That's why I'm kind of disappointed that he didn't do as good as he did with Lamont Peterson. But then again, this fighter, he stands in front of you. He's not going to run away from you at all. So that's why he didn't have problems boxing him. And Matthysse, if you saw the fight, he came almost throwing like 100 punches around. He was trying to keep this guy at bay because he comes in and he's going to hurt you. One of the things that happened was the headbutt cut. The kind of probably slowed down Provodnikov in the beginning rounds. Towards the middle, it already looked like Matthysse was going to win the fight, but Provodnikov was showing some resilience and came back when Matthysse was kind of wore down from throwing those punches at the beginning round. But at the same time, Provodnikov did not take advantage of that, of Matthysse throwing less punches. So if he would have done that, he could have knocked him out, or just won the fight. He was close, some people cards, and it was a real good fight. That's why he got a split decision. I want to see this kind of fight again, and hopefully that without that headbutt cut, may get a better fight and get people talking about it. See what happens. But there's a good fight at 140. It was a vacant WBO. At 140. No, I'm thinking of Terence Crawford. Let me go back. Terence Crawford fought earlier. He's well. Let me go ahead. That's what I ended up being with that fight. Good. No controversies there, but it was a close fight. Split decision was pretty close. It couldn't even be a draw, but it was a good fight. One of the things I said before, that Provodnikov didn't throw the punches that he should have thrown when Matthysse kind of laid off the throws in the round. But then again, both fighters are tired, and that cut from the headbutt probably didn't help out either. And then we had Terence Crawford, who fought his first time at 140. Been fighting at 135, champion. He's underrated fighter. I think he was a boxer of the year last year. He fought 3 times, fighting 3 times at the championship level. Great fighter. I guess one of the things was real impressive when he fought Gamboa, and how he's switching up the sides, making sure Gamboa didn't get close to him for a little powerful hits that he does. But Terence Crawford reminds me of as I want to say Juan Manuel Marquez, but he does that. He studies the guy. He really studied himself, trying to figure out what he could do. He trying to break it down a little bit, and then next thing you know, he knocks him out in 5-6 rounds. Terence Crawford, guy to watch out. He's gonna make some headlines even with these guys right here, and see what happens. Let me make sure of this. Bring you here, Ring Magazine. Let's go to junior welterweight. So you have Jhonny Garcia, Lucas Matthysse, who won. Lamont Peterson, I don't know why, I guess we could say that, but you also have Provodnikov, Broner, he shouldn't show nothing, but Terence Crawford's first time fighting at 140, got the belt at 1 WBO. And you see right here, the kingpin right here. Jhonny Garcia got 2 belts, WBO, WBC. Lamont Peterson got IBF. Terence Crawford got WBO. And WBO, don't think it's a pretty good belt. It came out a little bit. I guess it was one of the baby belts back in the days, but they've been showing a lot of good champions from there. And it's they're based off of Puerto Rico, and the WBC is based off of Mexico, which that's why a lot of people had things against it when Chavez was champion there. But yeah, and then you got this fight coming up, Chris Algieri with I don't think Amir Khan is going to fight him coming up. I think probably 147. I'm not exactly sure. Mauricio Herrera, who also one of the things that I kind of wasn't happy about with Jhonny Garcia, or I wasn't happy with boxing, that it was obvious Mauricio Herrera won that fight, but they gave it to Jhonny Garcia, and he fought again. I forgot exactly who he fought, and let's see, click on it, what happens. It's also all his previous fights. See, poor judging Morrison saying Timberlake. We got a controversial loss. Chronicle. All right, let's start with that. Let's go to what's coming up next. What is next? I don't know what's next. Oh yeah, everything what everybody's waiting for. Everybody's been talking about this week. What's happening? It's kind of remind me what I've already clicked what's going on. There's the upcoming fight, Mayweather Pacquiao. One of the things I want to do is do future talks on it. Do 2 videos breakdowns why the reason Mayweather is going to win, and another video of why Pacquiao should win, and also give a little default to why I guess when I go ahead and say why Mayweather is going to win, and at the same time have defaults that Pacquiao, little holes that Pacquiao will show, or he could take advantage, and you could see in the fight. Also, and those 2 videos, we're not going to give our prediction. Hopefully we make another video right before the fight starts and give it predictions and why, and if anything, see what comes up about it. This is a great. It's something. It's good, but it's good and bad. This is happening right now. It's good because this is the only fight everybody should be paying for. It's bad because you're paying almost a bill for it, and you also saw about the tickets not going itself till the last minute. Next thing you know, they're in StubHub and selling for like a lot of money. It wasn't said. I guess it wasn't ready for the public or something like that. But is great because it's also one of the best two fighters we have right now. The thing about it would have been better if they would have fought a long time ago when they're both in their prime. This is one of the things I'll hammer to make sure that Mayweather doesn't fight anybody that's tough. Even though Maidana wasn't supposed to be tough, ended up being kind of tough for him. But one of the things I get credit for is the Cotto fight. He took the Cotto fight, and Cotto, it was a close fight. It could have been a draw. It could have gone Cotto's way. One of the things I just saw that wasn't helping out for Cotto was when he got close to him, he didn't do nothing to Mayweather. And Mayweather he can't really do anything when you're close to him when he started scoring like this. And we'll go ahead and just talk about more of that and on the upcoming videos. See what happens. There's a lot of things going on this week for that, and hopefully it comes to be great, man. Hopefully my $100 won't go to trash on that. And thank you for Man Boxing. If you got any critiques, anything I said, just let me know in the comments below. Also, just go ahead and just want to feel free to leave any comments, like, and please subscribe so I can make more videos, go into detail, and get a little bit better on this at the same time. Hopefully I'll do a little bit better. It don't sound so great right now on it's actually my smartphone. And hopefully next in the future I'll invest, I guess, some more views, likes, or subscribes to go ahead and invest in the camera a little bit more. But right now I'm using this, so sorry about that. And of course, go Rockets.